Welcome to Guts and Guns, where we break down big ideas and deliver actionable insights. All in just a few minutes. Let's dive in.
Today we're tackling something absolutely fundamental to how the modern world works, even if you probably never really think about it much.
Right.
Knowing exactly where you are. Our ability to navigate, to time things precisely, it underpins, well, everything. Getting directions, power grids, emergency services finding you.
And the tech behind that, it's Global Navigation Satellite Systems, or GNSS. Now, most people just say GPS, but that's really just one specific system.
Okay. Like GPS is the brand name everyone knows, but GNSS is the actual category.
Exactly. And our goal today, using the sources we've looked at, is to unpack this whole world of GNSS.
We want to figure out, how these systems work, who the big players are, what makes each one different.
And crucially, why understanding those differences matters for getting around on land or water right now. Basically a shortcut to getting up to speed on this vital tech.
So the core idea, how does it actually work?
Well, at its heart, it's pretty elegant, really. You have these constellations of satellites orbiting Earth.
Constellations, okay.
And they're constantly broadcasting signals. These signals have super precise timing info from atomic clocks on board, plus data on where the satellite is.
And the receiver, that's your phone, your car's navigation, whatever. It listens for these signals.
Right. It measures how long the signal took to arrive from several different satellites. Usually you need at least 4.
4 for a good fix.
Yeah, for a 3D position and the precise time. By knowing the travel time, it calculates the distance to each satellite. And with those distances, bam, trilateration tells you where you are.
Like drawing circles on a map from known points until they intersect.
Sort of, yeah. But here's the catch. By the time those signals travel, tens of thousands of kilometers from space, they are incredibly faint, super weak.
Okay, so weak signals. That sounds like a problem.
It is. It makes them vulnerable. Things like bouncing off buildings in a city that's multipath, or delays passing through the atmosphere, or just getting blocked by trees or mountains. All that introduces errors.
And that's why we have different systems and all this extra tech built on top to fight those errors.
Precisely that. And it also explains this big strategic push we're seeing. Nations want their own independent PNT capability, for critical infrastructure, security.
Resilience.
Yeah.
Not relying on just one country's system.
Exactly. Resilience and diversity.
Okay, so let's meet these global players. Our sources point to 4 main ones providing worldwide service.
That's right. You've got the US's GPS, Russia's GLONASS, the European Union's Galileo, and China's BeiDou, or BDS.
And the trend across all of them seems to be modernization, getting better, more reliable.
Definitely. Constantly upgrading for accuracy, robustness, adding new features, and often converging on similar tech like CDMA signals, which helps them work together.
Okay, let's start with the one everyone thinks of first. GPS. Navstar, technically. U.S. operated.
Right. GPS is the veteran. It's been fully operational since the early 90s. It keeps at least 24 satellites up there, usually more like 30 plus, orbiting around 20,200 kilometers high.
And accuracy. What can a regular person expect?
Well, the official standard for the basic civilian signal, L1CA, aims for better than 8 meters horizontally, 95% of the time. But the sources show that, in reality, good receivers often do much better.
Better how?
Like sometimes under 2 meters. Even your typical smartphone in the open often gets around 5 meters these days.
That's pretty good. I remember hearing it used to be much worse.
Yeah, the historical bit. Selective availability, or SA. Before May 2000, the U.S. deliberately degraded the civilian signal. Accuracy was maybe 100 meters.
100 meters, wow.
Then they turned SA off. Overnight, civilian accuracy jumped down to around 5 meters. Huge difference.
Incredible. So GPS is widely available, most used system globally.
Yep. High availability, massive user base. It mostly uses CDMA signals, code division, multiple access.
In the modernization, what's new?
Key things are new civilian signals. L2C helps receivers lock on faster and improves accuracy. Then there's LO5, that's a big one. It's designed for safety of life uses, very robust, potentially much higher accuracy, maybe down to 30 centimeters.
Like for aviation or autonomous driving?
Exactly. And there's also L1C coming, which is designed to work better alongside signals from Galileo and other systems, more interoperable.
So GPS's strengths, maturity, reliability, it's everywhere.
Pretty much it's the foundation.
Okay, next up, Russia's GLONASS.
Right, operated by Roscosmos. Also aims for 24 satellites orbiting a bit lower, around 19,140 kilometers.
Accuracy-wise, Similar ballpark to standard GPS.
Generally reported in that range, yeah. A few meters for the standard service. Direct comparison data wasn't quite as clear in the sources, but comparable.
What makes GLONASS stand out? Anything unique?
Historically, its big difference was using FDMA for its legacy signals. Frequency division, multiple access.
FDMA. How's that different from CDMA?
Think of it like each GLONASS satellite broadcasts on a slightly different frequency, like separate radio stations. GPS, Galileo, BeiDou use CDMA, where multiple satellites share frequencies but use unique codes to distinguish themselves.
So FDMA made receivers more complicated, having to tune to different frequencies.
Exactly. More complex, potentially more expensive, and could introduce slight timing differences between channels, but they're changing that.
Modernizing like GPS.
Yes, GLONASS is adding CDMA signals now L1OC, L2OC, L3OC. This helps with interoperability, makes multi-GNSS receivers simpler. L3OC is already active on many satellites.
Anything else notable about GLONASS?
Its orbit, it has a higher inclination, tilted more relative to the equator.
What does that do?
It means better satellite visibility and geometry if you're at very high latitudes. Think Arctic or Antarctic regions. GLONASS can have an edge there.
Interesting. So independent system, good for polar navigation.
Right. Okay, moving across to Europe, Galileo.
Run by the EU. And this was civilian controlled from the get-go, right?
That's a key point, yes. Civilian control. Planned for 24 operational satellites plus spares, orbiting higher still, about 23,222 kilometers.
And designed specifically for high accuracy.
Absolutely. Its open service performance is really impressive, often under a meter. Recent FAA analysis, for example, showed horizontal accuracy often better than 1.8 meters, 95th percentile.
Well, that's very accurate for the free service.
It is. Availability is also excellent, over 99.5%. And it uses advanced CDMA signals. One called E5 Alt-BOC is particularly good at resisting multipath, those signal bounces in cities.
Okay. But the sources highlighted some really unique services with Galileo, things beyond just positioning.
Yes, this is where Galileo really starts to differentiate itself. First, there's OSNMA, Open Service Navigation Message Authentication.
Authentication. So proving the signal is real.
Basically, yes. It adds a digital signature to the navigation data. This helps protect against certain kinds of spoofing where someone tries to trick your receiver with fake signals. Galileo is the first global system offering this for its open signals.
That seems huge for security and trust, especially as we rely on this more. What else?
It has a search and rescue component like the others, integrating with emergency beacons. But its killer feature here is the return link service, RLS.
The return link. What's that do?
So your beacon sends a distress signal. The satellites pick it up, but then uniquely, Galileo can send a confirmation message back to your beacon.
It tells you help is on the way, or at least that your signal was received.
Exactly. It confirms signal reception and that your location has been determined. Imagine the peace of mind that provides in an emergency.
That's incredible. Really powerful.
And there's more. The high accuracy service, HESS.
HESS. High accuracy. How high?
We're talking centimeter level. It's a free global service broadcasting corrections for precise point positioning, PPP. The aim is better than 20 centimeters horizontally, 40 vertically.
Free global centimeter accuracy. That sounds revolutionary.
It really is a major development. It makes high precision accessible without expensive subscriptions or local base stations, potentially.
So Galileo's strengths, high accuracy, civilian control, pioneering these unique services, authentication, the SAR return link, free high accuracy, very advanced.
Definitely pushing the boundaries.
Okay, last of the big four. China's BeiDou navigation satellite system, BDS.
Right, BeiDou, or BDS, achieved full global capability relatively recently in 2020.
What's different about BeiDou's setup?
It uses a really interesting hybrid constellation. It doesn't just have satellites in medium Earth orbit, MEO, like the others. It also uses geostationary, GEO, and inclined geosynchronous, IGSO satellites.
GEO and IGSO. What's the benefit of that mix?
It provides global coverage from the MEO satellites, but the GEO and IGSO birds significantly boost performance, especially over the Asia-Pacific region. They hang more directly over that area.
So better accuracy in Asia-Pacific.
Exactly. Globally, its open service accuracy is stated around 3.6 meters horizontal, officially under 9 meters. But in the Asia-Pacific region, thanks to those extra satellites, it's often better, maybe around 2.6 meters horizontal.
Technology-wise, CDMA.
Yes, CDMA, and like the others, its newer signals are designed for interoperability with GPS L1C and L5 and Galileo E5A. It also features inter-satellite links.
Satellites talking to each other directly.
Yeah, which can help update their orbit and health information faster, potentially making the system more responsive without relying solely on ground stations.
BeiDou also has a standout feature, doesn't it? Something about messaging.
Yes, the short message service, or SMS. This is really unique. It's a two-way text communication capability built right into the navigation system.
So you can send and receive texts via the BeiDou satellites, even without a phone signal.
Precisely. It's hugely valuable in remote areas, mountains, oceans where terrestrial comms just don't exist, different message lengths supported regionally and globally.
That's fascinating, like a built-in satellite messenger. What else?
BeiDou also offers its own high-accuracy service, but it's regional. PPP B2B provides free decimeter-level corrections, mainly for China and surrounding areas, broadcast via its GEO satellites.
So, BeiDou's angle. Strong regional performance in Asia-Pacific, that unique SMS feature, regional free high accuracy, and it's modernizing fast with a large constellation.
That sums it up well. The sources do mention that being newer globally and state-controlled, things like global user trust and adoption are still developing compared to, say, GPS and maybe some higher costs for user equipment initially.
Got it. Okay, quick recap on accuracy, just broadly. They all offer meter-level standard service, right?
Yeah. GPS aiming for under 8 meters, Galileo often performing under 2 meters recently, BeiDou under 9 meters globally, but better regionally, GLONASS in the few meter range. But then these high-accuracy services Galileo has, QZSS click-away, BeiDou, PPP, B2B, they push down to decimeter or even centimeter levels.
And again, comparing those numbers directly is tricky. Depends on the receiver, the environment.
Absolutely. Real-world mileage varies.
So those are the global systems. But you mentioned regional ones and augmentation, too. Let's touch on those quickly.
Right. They don't cover the whole globe, but they boost performance in specific areas or for specific needs.
Like NavIC in India.
Exactly. Navigation with Indian constellation. It's India's autonomous regional system, focuses on India and about 1,500 kilometers around it, uses GEO and GSO satellites for good coverage over that specific region, aiming for autonomy.
Accuracy stated better than 20 meters, maybe around 5 meters in reality in the main area, and they're adding signals to work better with others.
Correct. Then there's QZSS from Japan, Michibiki.
We talked about its unique figure-8 orbit, how it helps in cities and mountains in Japan by keeping a satellite high overhead.
Yes, it's designed specifically to augment GPS performance in that challenging Japanese terrain. And it also provides its own correction services for different accuracy levels.
Sub-meter, even centimeter level corrections, plus disaster reporting. Very tailored to Japan's needs.
Precisely.
Okay, so those provide their own signals regionally. What about systems that just improve the global ones, like GPS, SBAS?
Right, satellite-based augmentation systems. Think WAS in the US, EGNOS in Europe, MSSS in Japan, GIGAN in India.
What's their main job?
Primarily, they improve accuracy and provide integrity for GNSS, usually GPS. They use GEO satellites to broadcast corrections and, crucially, integrity information over large regions.
Integrity, that's about trusting the signal, right? Especially for planes.
Exactly. Aviation safety was a huge driver. SBAS provides confidence that the signal is reliable and gives timely warnings if it's not. This enables things like GPS-based airport approaches. Accuracy usually gets boosted to better than a meter, maybe 1.52 meters, typically with WAS or EGNOS.
So SBS is like a regional overlay for better GPS accuracy and safety.
That's a good way to put it.
And then we have those high-precision techniques, PPP and RTK, that surveyors use. But now we have free satellite versions.
Yes, this is the really exciting part, the democratization of high accuracy. Galileo HSS globally, QZSS ELS in Japan, BeiDou, PPP B2B regionally, delivering correction data directly via satellite for free.
So you don't necessarily need the expensive ground equipment or subscriptions anymore to get centimeter-level accuracy.
That's the potential, yes. It's making high precision much more accessible. Expect to see it driving innovation in farming, drones, autonomous systems, all sorts of things.
Okay, this is a lot of systems, a lot of tech. Let's try to synthesize. How do they compare in challenging environments, like cities?
That's where using multiple constellations really shines. Urban canyons, dense forests, they block signals. Having more satellites available from different systems, GPS, GLONASS, Galileo, BeiDou, dramatically increases your chances of getting enough signals for a good fix. Improves the geometry, the availability.
So multi-GNSS is key for those tough spots.
Absolutely essential. Plus, some of the newer, more advanced signals like Galileo's E5 Alt-BOC, GPS L5, BeiDou B2A are inherently better at rejecting multipath interference, those signal bounces. And QZSS, of course, directly helps in Japan's specific urban challenges.
What about reliability and availability generally?
All the global systems aim for very high availability. SBAS adds that crucial integrity layer for safety uses. And features like Galileo's OSNMA provide a new level of trust by authenticating the data itself against certain spoofing. Multi-GNSS inherently boosts robustness too. If one system has an issue, the receiver can rely on others.
Coverage is global for the big four, but you mentioned quality varies.
Right. GLONASS and Galileo, with their orbital characteristics, tend to offer better coverage quality at very high latitudes. BeiDou has that enhanced performance bubble over Asia-Pacific. Regional systems are, well, regional. But again, a multi-GNSS receiver just picks the best available combination wherever you are.
Now, robustness and security. These signals are weak, you said. Jamming and spoofing are real threats.
They are. Jamming is basically overpowering the weak satellite signal with noise. Spoofing is broadcasting fake signals to trick the receiver.
How do we fight that?
Using multiple frequencies and multiple constellations helps. It gives the receiver more diverse signals to work with, making it harder to jam or spoof everything simultaneously. And again, Galileo's OSNMA is a huge step for civilian authentication against data spoofing. GPS is also developing something similar called Chimera.
What about that FDMA versus CDMA difference with GLONASS? Does that affect interference?
There were arguments both ways. Some thought FDMA might be better against certain types of narrowband interference, while CDMA might handle wideband better. But the main reason GLONASS is moving to CDMA is for interoperability and to reduce receiver complexity and cost, aligning with the global standard.
And user equipment. Are phones, navigation units?
Multi-GNSS, multi-frequency receivers are rapidly becoming standard, even in consumer devices. Cost varies massively, of course, from maybe $100 for a consumer handheld to $8,000 or more for high-precision survey gear. Power consumption is also a factor. Using multiple frequencies typically uses more battery.
And those unique services, BeiDou's SMS, Galileo's SARLs, the free high accuracy, they're real differentiators, aren't they?
Yep. Absolutely. They're not just about position anymore. They add communications, safety, and accessibility features that can genuinely change how these systems are used and who benefits from them.
Okay, let's get practical. Recommendations. Based on the sources, which system or combination should people look for, depending on what they're doing? You already said multi-GNSS is generally the answer.
Yes, let me stress that again. Multi-GNSS receivers are almost always the way to go. Using GPS, GLONASS, Galileo, and BeiDou together just gives you the best overall availability, accuracy, and robustness.
Okay, so assuming multi-GNSS, how do the specifics change for, say, regular folks driving or hiking?
For general consumer use on land, definitely multi-GNSS. GPS, GLONASS, Galileo, BeiDou combined makes a huge difference in cities, under trees, in valleys where just GPS might struggle or take ages to get a fix. Some devices even highlight multi-band support using signals like GPS L5 or Galileo E5, which helps even more in difficult terrain.
What about professional surveying or mapping?
There you need the works. Multi-frequency, multi-GNSS using all the global systems, plus high-precision correction techniques like RTK or PPP to get down to centimeter accuracy, and definitely leverage those free satellite-based corrections like Galileo hosts QZSS SLAS or BeiDou PPP B2B were available. It boosts efficiency and can lower costs.
Precision agriculture. Farmers guiding tractors.
Very similar needs. Multi-GNSS plus augmentation, SBAS for submeter, or PPP-RTK for centimeter-level auto-steering or variable rate applications. Again, Galileo HSS and BeiDou's regional PPP are becoming really valuable options.
Autonomous vehicles. The demands there must be intense.
Absolutely. The highest. You need extreme reliability, high integrity, lane-level accuracy, and continuous availability, especially in cities. So robust multi-frequency, multi-GNSS is non-negotiable, usually fused with other sensors like cameras, LiDAR, IMUs, and security features like Galileo OSNMA are critical for trusting the position data against potential attacks. Multi-GNSS is essential for navigating those urban canyons.
Emergency services. First responders.
Reliability is key. Robust multi-GNSS handhelds and vehicle systems are vital for getting accurate positions quickly, sometimes in compromised environments. And those unique communication or safety features become really important. BeiDou's SMS for sending messages when regular networks are down, or Galileo's SAR return link service for confirming distress calls.
Okay, shifting to water, recreational boating.
Multi-GNSS chart plotters are standard now, using GPS, GLONASS, Galileo. More satellites mean a more reliable fix and better accuracy, especially near coasts or in busy areas. Redundancy adds a layer of safety.
And big commercial ships, SOLAS regulations, ECDAS chart systems.
They need to meet strict IMO performance standards for accuracy and reliability. Multi-GNSS using all 4 global systems is the norm to ensure the electronic chart display systems, ECDAS, have dependable positioning, meeting requirements like 10-meter accuracy near coasts. Galileo's OSNMA offers future potential for enhanced integrity assurance here. BeiDou's regional strength can also be a plus in certain waters.
Fishing boats, monitoring and safety.
Reliable tracking is often required, VMS. Multi-GNSS ensures that. And for safety, comms far offshore, again, BeiDou's SMS provides that unique, low-cost, two-way texting capability. Galileo's SARLS also enhances safety through the COSPAS SARSAT system.
And finally, search and rescue operations themselves.
Modern SAR relies heavily on GNSS, emergency beacons, EPRs, PLBs, transmit GNSS-derived locations. The COSPAS SARSAT system uses payloads on GPS, GLONASS, Galileo, and BeiDou satellites, the MEOSAR component, for rapid detection and localization globally. And Galileo's return link service provides that crucial acknowledgement back to the beacon user. Multi-constellation detection speeds everything up.
So the pattern is clear. Multi-GNSS is the foundation, often enhanced by specific signals, augmentation, or unique services depending on the need. But the classic question, if you had to pick a single best global system today for general civilian use, based on the sources, is there a front-runner emerging?
It's tough because, as we said, the real strength is in combining them. Modern receivers do that automatically. But if forced to pick one based on current trajectory, balancing open service accuracy, civilian focus, and innovation, the sources suggest Galileo is making a very strong case.
And the reasoning boils down to?
Its excellent open service accuracy, the fact it's civilian controlled and designed with those needs paramount, and those really significant unique services. The free global high accuracy service, the OSNMA signal authentication for security, and the SAR return link for safety, plus its advanced signal design for robustness.
Makes sense. High performance, civilian friendly, innovative features. But acknowledging GPS's maturity and massive install base is still essential, right?
Absolutely. GPS is indispensable, the bedrock. And BeiDou's regional advantages and unique SMS are key in certain areas or for specific uses. And GLONASS remains important for independence and high latitude performance. It's a truly multipolar GNSS world now.
So looking ahead, what's next in this evolving landscape?
More of the same, in a good way. Continued modernization across the board. Expect even better signals, accuracy, and resilience from all systems. GPS is rolling out L1C and L5C. GLONASS is adding more CDMA. Galileo is planning its second generation.
And security, integrity.
A huge focus. We'll see more emphasis on authentication, like Galileo's OSNMA and GPS's planned Chimera. As we rely on GNSS for more critical functions, proving the signals are trustworthy becomes paramount.
That democratization of high accuracy will continue too.
For sure. Expect more accessible, maybe even free high-precision services, and tighter integration with other tech. GNSS working hand-in-glove with inertial sensors, IMUs, to bridge signal gaps, maybe leveraging 5G network signals, using AI for smarter signal processing, especially in challenging environments like deep urban canyons.
And you mentioned potential new systems, LEO, PNT.
Yeah. Low Earth orbit constellations for positioning, navigation, and timing. It's an area of active research and development. Satellites closer to Earth could potentially offer stronger, more resilient signals, maybe harder to jam. They could complement the existing MEO systems in the future. It's one to watch.
So the future isn't one system winning, but smarter devices using everything available.
Exactly. Multi-constellation, multi-frequency receivers, intelligently selecting and combining the best signals, using augmentation services, perhaps fusing data from other sensors, all to give you the most accurate, reliable, robust position possible for whatever you need to do.
Well, that brings us towards the end of this deep dive. We've journeyed through this surprisingly complex and really dynamic world of global navigation satellite systems.
It's gone way beyond just GPS, hasn't it?
Definitely. The big takeaway seems to be that the real power, the reliability we count on, comes from using these multiple systems together, often boosted by regional systems and these clever augmentation services.
And seeing how different systems are adding unique features like BeiDou's texting or Galileo's SOS received confirmation shows it's about more than just a dot on a map now. It's safety, communication, security.
So here's a thought to leave you with. We rely so profoundly on these invisible signals for, well, almost everything from finding coffee shops to global finance to emergency response. What does this growing number of powerful, often state-controlled navigation systems mean for security and guaranteed access for everyone in the future?
And how might totally new approaches like AI-driven sensor fusion or maybe those LEO systems completely reshape how we even think about navigating from A to B in the coming decades?
Next time your phone tells you where you are, maybe just pause for a second and think about that incredible, intricate dance of satellites, signals, and systems happening thousands of kilometers above your head.
Thanks for listening. Stay curious, keep learning, and we'll see you next time.